You know what they say about reality TV? It's about as real as my wife's Instagram filter collection. But here I am, Leo Carter, 32 years old, software engineer by day, and apparently America's next entertainment victim by night, sitting in my cramped Dallas apartment, watching Maya pack her ring light for what she calls the opportunity of a lifetime. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. Leo, honey, you're going to love this, Maya chirps, her blonde ponytail bouncing as she stuffs another makeup bag into her oversized designer purse, the one I bought her for our anniversary 6 months ago when I still thought we had a future together. The producers from Cheaters called me back. They want us on the show. I nearly choke on my coffee. They want us to do what now? Maya's green eyes sparkle with the same excitement she usually reserves for new protein powder flavors or when her follower count jumps. As a fitness influencer with 43,000 Instagram followers, she treats every moment like it's content waiting to happen. It's going to be amazing for my brand, Leo. Think about the exposure. The irony isn't lost on me. Exposure is exactly what I'm worried about. Maya, sweetheart, I say, setting down my mug with deliberate care. Remind me again why we'd want to go on a show specifically designed to catch cheating partners? She waves her hand dismissively. Those perfectly manicured nails. French tips, always French tips, catching the morning light streaming through our apartment windows. Oh, that's just the premise. Really, it's about showing America what a strong, committed relationship looks like. We'll be the couple that proves true love exists. I study her face, looking for any crack in that Instagram-perfect facade. Maya's always been beautiful, the kind of woman who turns heads at the grocery store and makes other men wonder what a guy like me did to deserve her. Lately, though, something's been different. The late-night client sessions at the gym where she works. The phone calls she takes in the bathroom. The way she started talking about exploring our options and keeping things fresh. When exactly did they call you? I ask. Yesterday, while you were at work. She's rifling through her makeup collection now, holding up different shades of lipstick to the light. I meant to tell you, but you seemed so stressed about that project timeline. Maya, I finished that project 3 weeks ago. She pauses, lipstick halfway to her mouth, and for just a second I see something flicker across her face. Guilt? Annoyance? It's gone before I can identify it. Well, anyway, we're doing it. I already said yes. And there it is. The royal we that somehow never includes my actual opinion. In Maya's world, decisions get made by Maya, for Maya, and everyone else just gets to ride along. What if I don't want to do it? She turns to face me fully now, and I recognize this look. It's the same expression she uses in her workout videos when she's explaining why her way is the only way. Patient but firm, like she's talking to a particularly slow child. Leo, be serious. When will we ever get another chance like this? Do you know how many people would eliminate for this kind of exposure? Probably the same number who'd eliminate to avoid it. She doesn't laugh. Maya stopped finding my sarcasm funny about 6 months ago, right around the time she started spending more time at work and less time pretending to care about my day. Look, she says, sitting on the edge of our bed, her side perfectly made, mine still rumpled from sleep. I know you're not comfortable with cameras, but this could change everything for us. For me. My follower count could double overnight. There it is. The truth. Finally. This isn't about us or our relationship or proving anything to America. This is about Maya's brand, Maya's followers, Maya's dreams of becoming the next big fitness influencer who parlays her social media fame into sponsorship deals and her own workout program. And what exactly are they planning to do? Follow us around with cameras while we grocery shop and argue about whose turn it is to take out the trash? Maya's laugh sounds forced. Don't be ridiculous. They'll probably just film us for a few days, maybe catch us being cute together, and then we'll do some interviews about how solid our relationship is. I want to believe her. God, I want to believe her so badly it makes my chest ache. But Maya's been different lately, distant in ways that have nothing to do with work stress or wedding planning. We've been engaged for 8 months, and sometimes I feel like I know her less now than I did when we first started dating 2 years ago. Maya, I say carefully, you know I love you, right? Of course. But she's back to sorting through makeup, not really looking at me. And you love me? Now she does look up, and for a moment, her expression softens into something that reminds me of the woman I fell in love with. Leo, don't be silly. Of course I love you. But there's something in her voice, a slight hesitation that makes my stomach clench. It's the same tone she uses when she's telling her followers that a sponsored product is absolutely amazing, while her eyes say she's never actually tried it. My phone buzzes on the nightstand, a text from Jake, my best friend since college. Drinks tonight? I have news about your girl. I glance at Maya, who's now taking selfies with different lipstick shades, and type back, what kind of news? The kind you're not going to want to hear. I stare at the message for a long moment, then delete our conversation and set the phone aside. Whatever Jake has to tell me can wait. Right now, I need to figure out how to get through this cheaters thing without completely humiliating myself on national television. When do they want to start filming? I ask. Maya's face lights up like I've just agreed to buy her a new car. Tomorrow. Can you believe it? They're sending a crew over first thing in the morning. Tomorrow. Less than 24 hours to mentally prepare for having my relationship dissected by reality TV producers whose entire job is finding the cracks in people's lives and exploiting them for entertainment. Maya, can I ask you something? Sure, babe. If they were to find something, hypothetically, something that might make us look bad, you'd tell me first, right? She freezes, mascara wand halfway to her lashes. What do you mean? I mean, if there was anything in your life, in our life, that might not look great on camera, we should probably discuss it before we're being followed around by a film crew. For several seconds, the only sound in the room is the hum of our air conditioner and the distant traffic from the street below. Maya's staring at herself in the mirror, but I can see her eyes, and they're not focused on her reflection. Leo, there's nothing to worry about, she says finally. We're solid. You know that. But the way she says it, like she's trying to convince herself as much as me, makes my chest tight with anxiety. Okay, I say. But Maya, if something happens, if this goes sideways somehow, promise me we'll handle it together, like a team. She sets down the mascara and turns to face me, and for just a moment, I see something that looks like regret in her eyes. Of course, Leo, we're a team. But even as she says it, even as she comes over and kisses my forehead with those perfectly glossed lips, I can't shake the feeling that I'm about to become the star of my own personal disaster movie. And the cameras haven't even started rolling yet. The Cheaters crew shows up at 7 a.m. sharp, which tells me everything I need to know about how seriously they take their job of ruining people's lives for entertainment. There are 5 of them. Kendra, the producer who looks like she stepped out of a corporate nightmare with her power suit and shark smile. Tom, the camera guy who's built like he bench presses small cars. Jess, the sound technician with purple hair and enough piercings to set off a metal detector, and 2 other guys whose names I immediately forget because they have the personality of wet cardboard. Leo Carter? Kendra extends a manicured hand and a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. I'm Kendra Walsh, executive producer. We spoke on the phone. Actually, we didn't. Maya handled all the communication, which should have been my first red flag. But I shake Kendra's hand anyway and try to look like a man who definitely didn't spend the previous night stress-eating leftover pizza while Googling how to look good on reality TV. Thanks for having us, I say, because apparently my mouth has decided to operate independently of my brain. This should be interesting. Kendra's smile widens. Oh, it will be. We're going to have so much fun with you two. The way she says fun makes it sound like her hobbies belong in a true crime documentary. Maya bounces down the stairs in full makeup and a workout outfit that probably costs more than my monthly car payment. She's glowing with excitement, and I realize this is the most animated I've seen her in months. "Good morning, everyone," she chirps, immediately gravitating toward the cameras like a moth to a flame. "I'm Maya Jensen. Thank you so much for this incredible opportunity." And just like that, she's on. Full performance mode, every gesture calculated for maximum camera appeal. It's like watching someone flip a switch and transform into their own highlight reel. "Maya, darling," Kendra purrs, "you look absolutely stunning. The camera is going to love you." "Oh, stop," Maya giggles, but she's practically preening. "I just threw on whatever." I glance at the pile of rejected outfits on our bedroom floor upstairs and keep my mouth shut. "So here's how this works," Kendra explains, settling into our living room like she owns the place. "We'll be following you both for the next week, just documenting your daily lives. Think of us as invisible observers." I look at Tom, who's currently adjusting a camera that's roughly the size of a small refrigerator, and wonder what Kendra's definition of invisible might be. "We want to capture the real you," she continues. "No performance, no acting, just authentic moments between two people in love." Maya nods eagerly. "That's exactly what we want to show people. Real love, real commitment." "Absolutely," Kendra agrees. "And Leo, we'll need you to wear this." She hands me a small microphone pack. "Just clip it to your shirt. You won't even notice it's there." The microphone feels like it weighs 10 pounds. Every word I say for the next week will be recorded, analyzed, and potentially broadcast to millions of people. No pressure. "What exactly are you hoping to capture?" I ask. "Oh, typical couple stuff. Morning routines, work interactions, how you handle stress together. We're particularly interested in how you communicate with each other during challenging moments." Maya shoots me a look that clearly says, "Don't mess this up," and I nod like I understand what I'm agreeing to. "Great." Kendra claps her hands together. "Let's start with some basic interviews, and then we'll just follow your normal routine." The interviews are exactly as awkward as you'd expect. Maya talks about our incredible journey together and our deep spiritual connection, while I sit there trying not to look like I'm being held hostage. When it's my turn, I give generic answers about how lucky I am and how supportive Maya is of my career. What I don't say is that Maya hasn't asked about my work in 3 months. What I don't mention is that she's been staying out later and later, or that she's started password protecting her phone, or that last week I found a receipt for dinner at a restaurant we've never been to together. "Leo," Kendra leans forward with predatory interest, "what would you say is the biggest challenge in your relationship?" I glance at Maya, who's watching me with the intensity of a hawk eyeing a mouse. "I guess communication," I say finally. "We're both busy people. Sometimes it's hard to find time to really connect." "Interesting. And how do you handle it when Maya has to work late?" There's something about the way she asks the question, like she already knows something I don't. Maya's smile falters for just a second. "I trust her completely," I say. Maya's dedicated to her clients. If she says she's working, she's working. Kendra makes a note on her clipboard. "And Maya, how do you feel when Leo has to work late?" "Oh, Leo never works late," Maya laughs. "He's very structured. Home by 6, dinner by 7. You could set your watch by him." She says it like it's endearing, but there's an edge to her voice that makes it sound more like a complaint. After the interviews, they follow us through what Kendra calls a typical morning. Maya makes a protein smoothie while explaining her nutritional philosophy to the camera. I drink coffee and try to pretend it's normal to have 5 strangers in my kitchen before 8 a.m. So, Leo, Tom says, adjusting his camera angle, what's your morning routine? Coffee, I say. Sometimes toast if I'm feeling ambitious. He's not much of a morning person, Maya adds with a laugh that sounds forced. I keep trying to get him to join me for morning workouts, but he's pretty set in his ways. I offered to go running with you last week, I point out. At 6 p.m., she counters. That's not a morning workout, Leo. There's an uncomfortable silence, and I realize we're already bickering on camera. Great start. Well, Kendra says brightly, why don't you both just go about your normal day? We'll follow along and see what happens. Maya heads to the gym where she works as a personal trainer, and I go to my office job at a software company downtown. The camera crew splits up, half following her, half following me. I spend the morning writing code while Tom films me typing, which has to be the most boring television ever created. So, what do you do exactly? Tom asks during my lunch break. I develop applications for small businesses, inventory management, payroll systems, that kind of thing. Exciting, he says, in a tone that suggests it's anything but. It pays the bills. And Maya's okay with that? The whole regular job thing? I look up from my sandwich. What do you mean? Well, she's building this whole brand, right? The Instagram thing, the personal training. That's got to create some interesting dynamics. There's that word again. Interesting. In reality, TV speak, it seems to mean potentially explosive. We support each other, I say carefully. Right, but her career is all about image, lifestyle, aspiration, and yours is stable? I was going to say invisible. He's not wrong. Maya's job is all about being seen, photographed, admired. She posts pictures of herself in workout clothes and gets thousands of likes. She gives advice about nutrition and relationships to strangers on the internet. Her whole career depends on people wanting to be her or be with her. My job involves sitting in a cubicle and solving problems that no one will ever see or appreciate. I'm the guy who makes sure the cash register works when you buy groceries. Essential but invisible, just like Tom said. Does that bother you? He continues. Being with someone whose job is basically being desirable to other people? I think about Maya's Instagram comments, the endless stream of fire emojis and marriage proposals from strangers. I think about the way men look at her when we're out together, like they're trying to figure out what she's doing with someone like me. I trust her, I say again. But even as I say it, I'm thinking about Jake's text from yesterday, the news I didn't want to hear. When I get home that evening, Maya's already there, which is unusual. She's typically at the gym until at least 8, sometimes later. How was your day? I ask. Great. The camera's got some amazing footage of my session with Brandon. Brandon. I know that name, though I've never met him. Maya mentions him occasionally. He's another trainer at her gym, apparently some kind of fitness model with abs that have their own Instagram account. Brandon. You know, my work partner? We've been collaborating on some new training techniques. Work partner. That's a new term. I thought you worked alone. Well, yes, mostly. But Brandon and I have been developing this couples workout program. It's going to be huge for my brand. She's talking faster than usual, her words tumbling over each other in a way that suggests she's rehearsed this explanation. Couples workout program? It's all about trust and communication and working together toward common goals, very relationship-focused. I nod like this makes perfect sense, but something feels off. Maya's never mentioned developing any programs with anyone, and she's certainly never expressed interest in relationship-focused content. When did you start working on this? Oh, you know, it's been evolving for a while. Brandon's really creative. You'd like him. The way she says his name, with just a little too much enthusiasm, makes my stomach clench. Maybe I should meet him sometime. Definitely. Actually, he might stop by tomorrow while the cameras are here. You know, for the program. I watch her face as she says this, looking for any tell, any sign that there's more to this story. But Maya's gotten very good at controlling her expressions lately. Sounds great, I say. But as I watch her disappear upstairs to shower, I can't shake the feeling that I'm missing something important. Something that everyone else, including the camera crew, might already know. My phone buzzes. Another text from Jake. Still want to grab that drink? Trust me, you're going to need it. This time, I don't delete the message. I meet Jake at Murphy's, a dive bar near downtown that serves beer in mason jars and doesn't ask questions about why you need to drink on a Tuesday night. Jake's already there when I arrive, nursing what looks like his second whiskey and wearing the expression he gets when he's about to deliver bad news. "Leo, buddy," he says as I slide into the booth across from him. "You look like hell." Thanks. That's exactly what every man wants to hear after being followed around by cameras all day. I order a beer and study my best friend's face. Jake Morrison and I have known each other since college, where we bonded over late-night programming sessions and a shared appreciation for terrible action movies. He's the kind of friend who'll help you move a couch without asking why, or drive you to the airport at 5 a.m., or apparently sit you down for the kind of conversation that requires alcohol. "So," I say, "what's this news about Maya that I'm not going to want to hear?" Jake takes a long sip of his whiskey, like he's buying time. "How long have you known about Brandon?" My stomach drops. "What about Brandon?" "Leo, come on, you're a smart guy. You've got to have noticed something." "Noticed what, exactly?" Jake pulls out his phone and scrolls through what looks like Instagram. "My sister follows Maya. She sent me this yesterday." He slides the phone across the table. On the screen is a photo of Maya and a guy I assume is Brandon. They're at what looks like a juice bar, sitting close together, her hand on his arm, both of them laughing at something. The timestamp says it was posted 3 days ago. "Okay," I say carefully. "So she had lunch with a coworker. That's not exactly scandalous." Look at the caption. I read, "Nothing better than post-workout fuel with my favorite training partner. This man pushes me to be my best self every single day. Blessed nature partnership. Trust the process." "Jake, this is just social media nonsense. You know how she talks online." Keep scrolling. I swipe through more photos. Maya and Brandon at the gym, spotting each other during workouts. Maya and Brandon at what looks like a fitness expo, his arm around her waist. Maya and Brandon hiking, sharing a water bottle, looking at each other like they're sharing some private joke. "When were these taken?" I ask. "Over the past 2 months. And Leo? Look at the comments." I scroll down to the comment section and immediately wish I hadn't. Dozens of people asking if they're dating. Fire emojis and heart-eye faces. Comments like, "You two are so cute together," and "When's the wedding?" and "Leo who?" Maya never mentioned any of this, I say, because Maya's not stupid. She knows how this looks. I hand the phone back and take a long drink of my beer. "So, what are you saying? That she's cheating on me?" "I'm saying that if my fiancé was posting pictures like this with another guy, I'd have some questions." The worst part is that he's right. If I saw these photos without context, if they were of strangers, I'd assume they were a couple. The body language, the captions, the way they look at each other, it all screams romantic relationship. "There's more," Jake says quietly. "More what?" "Sarah's friend works at Maya's gym. She says Maya and Brandon have been spending a lot of time together after hours. Like, a lot of time. Working on their couples program." "Leo." "What?" "There is no couples program. I checked Maya's website, her Instagram business account, everything. She's never mentioned developing any programs with anyone." The beer suddenly tastes like cardboard. I set it down and stare at the table, trying to process what Jake is telling me. Maybe it's new. Maybe she hasn't announced it yet. Or maybe it's a lie she told you to explain why she's spending so much time with him. I want to argue, to defend Maya, to explain why Jake is wrong and I'm just being paranoid. But I can't, because deep down, I've been feeling like something was off for months. The late nights, the secretive phone calls, The way she lights up when she talks about work lately, specifically when she talks about Brandon. The cameras, I say suddenly. What? The Cheaters crew. They're following us around this week. If something's going on, Jake's eyes widen. Holy shit. Leo, you need to call this off. I can't. Maya already agreed. The contracts are signed. Then you need to confront her before they catch whatever's happening. I think about Maya's excitement this morning, the way she practically glowed when she talked about the show. I think about her insistence that this would be great for her brand, her career, her future. What if I'm wrong? I say. What if this is all innocent, and I'm just being paranoid? Then you have an uncomfortable conversation and move on with your life. But Leo, if you're right, he doesn't finish the sentence, but he doesn't need to. If I'm right, then I'm about to be humiliated on national television. If I'm right, then the woman I love, the woman I was planning to marry, has been lying to my face for months. My phone buzzes. A text from Maya. Working late again tonight. Don't wait up. Love you. I show the message to Jake. What time is it? He asks. 9:30. On a Tuesday. What kind of personal training happens at 9:30 on a Tuesday? I stare at the message, reading it over and over. Love you. When was the last time she said that in person? When was the last time she said it and I believed she meant it? I have to go home, I say. Leo, wait, what are you gonna do? I don't know. But I can't sit here drinking beer while my life falls apart. Jake throws some money on the table and follows me outside. You want me to come with you? No. This is something I need to handle myself. But as I drive home through the Dallas traffic, past the billboards and strip malls and all the ordinary landmarks of my ordinary life, I realize I have no idea how to handle this. How do you confront someone you love about something you hope isn't true? How do you ask the person you trust most in the world if they've been lying to you? And how do you do it when you know cameras will be there tomorrow to capture whatever happens next? I pull into our apartment complex and sit in my car for a few minutes, staring up at our windows. The lights are off, which means Maya isn't home yet despite texting me 2 hours ago about working late. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a notification from Instagram. Maya has posted a new story. I open the app with shaking hands. It's a video of her and Brandon at the gym, both of them sweaty and laughing, sharing a protein shake. The caption reads, "Late night training session. This guy keeps me motivated. Chaka grind, dach, dedication, chaka teamwork." The timestamp shows it was posted 15 minutes ago. I screenshot the post and send it to Jake with a message. Found my answer. Then I turn off my phone and go inside to wait. Maya comes home at 11:47 p.m. I know the exact time because I've been sitting in our dark living room watching the clock and rehearsing what I'm going to say. She tries to be quiet, slipping off her shoes at the door and tiptoeing toward the stairs, but I clear my throat and she freezes. Leo? I thought you were asleep. We need to talk. She turns on the lamp, and I can see her clearly now. Her hair is messed up in a way that suggests more than just a workout, and her lip gloss is completely gone. She's still in her gym clothes, but they look like they've been hastily put back on. Can it wait until tomorrow? I'm exhausted. No, it can't. Something in my voice must alert her that this isn't a normal conversation, because she sits down on the edge of the couch, suddenly very awake. What's wrong? I pull out my phone and show her the screenshot of her Instagram story. You posted this 2 hours after you texted me that you were working late. She glances at the screen and shrugs. So, I was working late. With Brandon, on our program. Maya, what's the name of this program you keep talking about? What? The couple's workout program. What's it called? When are you launching it? Who's the target demographic? She stares at me for a long moment, and I can practically see her brain working, trying to come up with answers to questions she clearly hasn't thought through. It's still in development, she says finally. We haven't figured out all the details yet. But you've been working on it for months. Not months, weeks, maybe a month. Maya. I lean forward, looking directly into her eyes. Is there something going on between you and Brandon? The question hangs in the air between us like a live wire. For several seconds, the only sound is the hum of our air conditioner and the distant traffic outside. Leo, that's ridiculous. He's my coworker. That's not what I asked. Of course there's nothing going on. How could you even think that? But her voice has gone up half an octave, and she won't meet my eyes. These are tells I've learned to recognize over 2 years together, signs that Maya is lying. Show me your phone. What? Your phone. Show me your text messages with Brandon. Now she does look at me, and her expression shifts from confusion to indignation. Are you serious right now? You want to go through my phone like some jealous psycho? I want my fiancé to prove that I'm wrong to be worried. Leo, this is insane. I'm not showing you my phone. That's a complete violation of privacy. Privacy from your future husband? Privacy from anyone. Would you show me your phone if I demanded it? Yes, I say immediately. Absolutely. Right now, if you want. I pull out my phone and hold it toward her, but she doesn't take it. This is ridiculous, she says, standing up. I'm not doing this. I'm tired. I have an early client tomorrow, and I'm not going to sit here while you accuse me of cheating based on some paranoid fantasy. She starts toward the stairs, but I call after her. Maya, the cameras are coming back tomorrow. She stops, her hand on the banister. If there's something I should know, something that's going to come out, you need to tell me now, before we're on camera. She turns around slowly, and for just a moment, I see something that looks like guilt flicker across her face. There's nothing to tell, Leo. You're being paranoid. But even as she says it, I can hear the uncertainty in her voice. Okay, I say. Then tomorrow should be a great day for television. She stares at me for a long moment, then disappears upstairs. I hear our bedroom door close, then the sound of the shower running. I sit in the dark for another hour, thinking about everything Jake showed me, everything I've been ignoring for months. The signs were all there. I just didn't want to see them. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. This is Kendra from the show. We'll be there at 8 a.m. sharp. Can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. I stare at the message and realize that in less than 8 hours, whatever's left of my relationship is going to be dissected on camera for the entertainment of strangers. I should call it off. I should wake Maya up right now and tell her we're not doing this, that I don't care about contracts or her brand or any of it. But I don't. Because part of me, the part that's tired of being lied to, tired of being made to feel crazy for noticing what's right in front of me, wants to see what happens when the cameras start rolling. If Maya's telling the truth, then tomorrow we'll prove it. And if she's not, well, then at least I'll finally know for sure. I fall asleep on the couch, still fully dressed, dreaming about Instagram posts and protein shakes, and the sound of my life falling apart in high definition. The crew arrives at 8 a.m. on the dot, just like Kendra promised. Maya's already up and dressed in another perfectly coordinated workout outfit, her makeup flawless, despite the fact that we barely spoke this morning. She's back in performance mode, all smiles and enthusiasm, like our conversation last night never happened. Good morning, everyone, she chirps, greeting the camera crew like old friends. I'm so excited for today. I'm drinking coffee and trying to look like a man who didn't spend the night on his own couch, wondering if his fiancée is cheating on him. Leo, Kendra approaches with that predatory smile of hers. You look tired. Everything okay? Just didn't sleep well, I say. Wedding stress? She suggests. But there's something knowing in her eyes that makes me think she's fishing for more. Something like that. Maya shoots me a warning look, clearly wanting me to play along with the happy couple narrative, but I'm tired of playing along with things that don't feel true. So, what's the plan for today? I ask. We thought we'd follow Maya to work, get some footage of her in her element. And Leo, We'd love to see you interact with Maya's work environment. Maybe meet some of her colleagues? Maya's smile falters for just a second. Oh, that's not really necessary. Leo's not that interested in fitness stuff. Actually, I say, I'd love to see where Maya works. Meet her colleagues, especially this Brandon I keep hearing about. The temperature in the room seems to drop 10 degrees. Maya's staring at me like I just suggested we rob a bank, and Kendra's eyes light up like Christmas morning. Brandon, Kendra asks innocently. Who's Brandon? Maya's work partner, I explain. They're developing some kind of couples program together. Right, honey? Maya's jaw is clenched so tight I'm worried she might crack a tooth. Right. He's another trainer at the gym. How exciting, Kendra practically purrs. We'd love to meet him, get his perspective on Maya's work. I don't think he's working today, Maya says quickly. Actually, Tom chimes in, adjusting his camera, we called the gym yesterday to arrange filming permissions. The manager mentioned that Brandon would be there all day. Something about a special training session? Maya looks like she's about to be sick. Well then, I say, standing up and grabbing my keys. Looks like today's going to be interesting. The drive to Maya's gym is silent, except for the sound of cameras rolling. Maya's white-knuckling the steering wheel of her car while I sit in the passenger seat, watching her face in profile. She looks like someone driving to her own execution. Maya, I say quietly, last chance. Is there anything you want to tell me before we go in there? There's nothing to tell, she says, but her voice sounds strained. Okay, then let's go meet Brandon. The gym is one of those upscale fitness centers that cater to people with more money than sense. All gleaming equipment and motivational posters with a juice bar that charges $12 for a smoothie. Maya leads us through the main workout area, waving at various clients and staff members, clearly hoping to avoid whatever corner of the building Brandon might be occupying. But Kendra is not so easily deterred. Maya, where would we find Brandon? We're really excited to interview him about your collaboration. He might be in the back, with a client. We shouldn't interrupt. Oh, I'm sure he won't mind. This is for television. And before Maya can protest further, Kendra is marching toward the back of the gym with Tom and his camera in tow. Maya and I follow, along with the rest of the crew, like some kind of bizarre parade. We find Brandon in what appears to be a private training room, but he's not with a client. He's sitting on a bench, scrolling through his phone, wearing nothing but workout shorts and the kind of smugly handsome expression that makes me want to punch something. He looks up as we enter, and I watch his face change as he processes the scene. Maya looking panicked, me looking grim, and a camera crew filming everything. Maya? He says, standing up quickly. What's going on? Brandon. Kendra steps forward with her microphone. I'm Kendra Walsh from Cheaters. We're here filming with Maya and her fiancé, Leo. Maya tells us you two have been working together on some exciting new projects. Brandon's eyes dart between Maya and me, and I can practically see him trying to figure out how much we know. Yeah, he says finally. We've been collaborating on some training techniques. How wonderful. And how long have you two been working together? A few months, I guess. Maya says you've been developing a couple's workout program. Can you tell us about that? Brandon looks directly at Maya, and something passes between them. Some kind of silent communication that makes my stomach clench with certainty. The program is still pretty early in development, he says carefully. But you two must spend a lot of time together, working out the details. Sometime, yeah. How much time would you say? A few hours a week? More? Brandon's starting to sweat, and it has nothing to do with exercise. I don't know. It varies. Kendra turns to Maya. Maya, how would you describe your working relationship with Brandon? Maya's face has gone completely pale. We work well together. Just work? Kendra presses. And that's when I see it. The exact moment Maya realizes she's trapped. Her eyes widen slightly and she glances at Brandon, then at me, then at the camera that's recording every second of this conversation. "Of course, just work," she says, but her voice sounds hollow. "Brandon," I say, speaking for the first time since we entered the room, "how long have you and Maya been sleeping together?" The question hits the room like a bomb. Maya gasps, Brandon's mouth falls open, and Kendra looks like she just won the lottery. "Leo!" Maya shouts. "How could you—" "How long?" I repeat, looking directly at Brandon. Brandon stares at me for a long moment, and I can see him weighing his options. Lie and hope I can't prove it, or tell the truth and deal with the consequences. "Look, man," he says finally, "it's not what you think. So there is something to think about. It happened. We didn't plan it." Maya makes a sound like she's choking. "Brandon, don't—" "When?" I ask. "A couple months ago, maybe 3. 3 months. While we were planning our wedding. While I was working extra hours to pay for the ring, the venue, the photographer. While I was lying awake at night wondering why Maya seemed so distant. How many times?" "Leo, please." Maya's crying now, mascara running down her cheeks. "Let me explain." "How many times?" I repeat. Brandon looks miserable, but he answers. "I don't know, man. A lot. We tried to stop, but..." "But what?" "But we couldn't." The room is completely silent except for the sound of Maya sobbing and the quiet whir of Tom's camera, capturing every moment of my humiliation and her breakdown. "Maya," I say quietly, "is this why you wanted to do the show? Were you planning to leave me for him?" She's crying too hard to answer, but Brandon shakes his head. "No, man. She loves you. This was just physical." "Just physical," I repeat. "Yeah, it didn't mean anything." I look at Maya, who's collapsed onto a nearby bench, her perfect makeup ruined, her perfect life crumbling in real time. "Did it mean anything to you?" I ask her. She looks up at me through her tears, and for the first time in months, I see something real in her expression. Not the Instagram version of Maya, not the performance version, but the actual person I fell in love with. "I'm so sorry, Leo," she whispers. "I never meant for this to happen." "But it did happen." "Yes." "For 3 months." "Yes." "While we were planning our wedding." "Yes." I nod, feeling strangely calm. "Okay." "Okay?" Kendra interjects, clearly hoping for more drama. "That's it?" I look at her, then at the camera, then at Maya and Brandon, both of whom are staring at me like they're waiting for me to explode. "Yeah," I say. "That's it." And then I walk out of the room, leaving my cheating fiancé, her lover, and a camera crew behind me. But I'm not done yet. Not even close. The thing about being humiliated on national television is that it gives you a certain kind of clarity. All the doubt, all the second guessing, all the wondering if you're being paranoid, it just evaporates. What's left is pure, crystalline understanding of exactly what you're dealing with. I drive home in my own car, leaving Maya to figure out her own transportation. The camera crew follows me, of course, because my breakdown is apparently excellent television. But I'm not breaking down. I'm planning. By the time I reach our apartment, I know exactly what I'm going to do. "Leo," Kendra says as I unlock the front door, "how are you feeling right now?" "Honestly, I feel great." She blinks, clearly expecting anger or tears or some kind of emotional collapse. "Great?" "Yeah, for the first time in months, everything makes sense." I walk into our living room and look around at all the evidence of our life together. Photos from vacations, Maya's fitness magazine scattered on the coffee table, the engagement ring I saved for 6 months to buy, sitting on the kitchen counter, where she apparently left it before going to work this morning. "What are you going to do?" Kendra asks. "I'm going to tell everyone the truth." I pull out my phone and open Instagram. Maya has 43,000 followers who think she's relationship goals personified. They've been watching our love story unfold through carefully curated posts and inspirational captions about finding your soulmate. Time to give them a different kind of content. I start typing, "Hi everyone, Leo here, Maya's fiancé, or should I say, ex-fiancé. Some of you might have seen us on Cheaters today, where we discovered that Maya has been having an affair with her co-worker Brandon for the past 3 months. While I was working overtime to pay for our wedding, she was working overtime in the gym supply closet. I know this might come as a shock to those of you who've been following our perfect relationship, but it turns out that Instagram isn't real life. Who knew? Anyway, I wanted to let you know that Maya is now available for all those DMs you've been sending. Just make sure you're okay with sharing. Apparently monogamy isn't really her thing. Thanks for all the support over the years. I'll be fine. Maya, well, you can ask Brandon how Maya's doing. I'm sure he has some insights. P.S. The wedding is off. If anyone wants to buy a slightly used engagement ring, DM me. It's only been worn by one person, but it's been to some interesting places. Authentic, chakra no filter, chakra real life. I hit post and set the phone aside. Leo, Kendra says, and for the first time she sounds genuinely concerned rather than predatory. Are you sure you want to do this? Absolutely. My phone starts buzzing immediately. Comments, likes, shares. Within minutes, the post has dozens of responses, then hundreds. I scroll through them, reading the reactions of Maya's followers as they process this information. OMG. No way. I knew something was off. Maya, how could you do this to him? Leo, you deserve so much better. Brandon is trash. This is the tea I didn't know I needed. But I'm not done yet. I call my lawyer, yes, I have a lawyer, because I'm not completely naive, and explain the situation. Within an hour, I have legal grounds to recover every penny I've spent on wedding deposits. The venue, the photographer, the catering, the flowers, all of it paid for with my money, while Maya was busy with her couples training program. Then I call Maya's gym. Hi, this is Leo Carter. I'm Maya Jensen's fiancé. Well, ex-fiancé as of today. I wanted to let management know that Maya and Brandon have been using your facilities for personal activities that probably violate your employee conduct policies. There's video evidence from the Cheaters TV show that will be airing soon. Just thought you should know before it becomes public. The manager thanks me for the information and assures me they'll look into it immediately. Next, I call every single wedding vendor and explain that the wedding is off due to the bride's infidelity, which was captured on camera. Most of them are surprisingly understanding, especially when I mention that the footage will be on national television. Bad publicity is bad for business. By the time Maya comes home 3 hours later, her Instagram comments are a disaster zone. Her gym has called her in for a disciplinary meeting, and our wedding vendors are demanding she sign cancellation agreements. She walks into the apartment looking like she's been crying for hours, with Brandon trailing behind her like a guilty puppy. Leo, she starts, but I hold up a hand. Save it. I've heard enough. Can we please talk about this, without the cameras? I look at Kendra, who nods and signals for the crew to give us some space. They move to the kitchen, still filming but from a distance. Talk about what, Maya? About how you've been lying to me for 3 months? About how you brought me on national television while you were cheating on me? About how you were going to marry me while sleeping with someone else? It wasn't supposed to happen, she says desperately. It just... Brandon and we connected and... Stop. I turn to Brandon, who's been standing there looking like he wants to disappear. Did you know she was engaged when you started sleeping with her? Yeah, but did you care? Look, man, it's complicated. It's really not. You knew she was engaged. You did it anyway. You're both adults who made choices. Maya's crying again, but this time I feel nothing. No sympathy, no urge to comfort her, No desire to fix whatever's broken between us. Leo, please. I love you. This thing with Brandon, it doesn't mean anything. Maya, you've been lying to my face for 3 months. You brought me on a TV show about cheating while you were cheating. You were going to marry me next month while sleeping with someone else. What exactly am I supposed to do with I love you? She doesn't have an answer for that. I want you both out of my apartment, I say. Tonight. Leo, tonight, Maya. Take whatever you need and go stay with Brandon. Or your mother. Or whoever. I don't care, but I want you gone. Brandon steps forward. Look, maybe we should all just calm down and… Brandon, I interrupt. You have exactly 0 standing to give opinions about this situation. You're the guy who's been screwing my fiancée in gym supply closets. Your input is not required. He shuts up. Maya's gathering her things, still crying, still trying to apologize. But I'm done listening. I'm done caring about her tears or her regrets or her explanations. The ring, I say as she's packing. What? The engagement ring. I want it back. She looks stricken, like I've asked for her kidney. Leo, please don't do this. The ring, Maya. With shaking hands, she takes off the ring I bought her 8 months ago and places it on the coffee table. It looks smaller than I remember, less significant. I'm sorry, she whispers one more time. I know you are, I say, but sorry doesn't fix this. After they leave, I sit in my quiet apartment with the camera crew, feeling lighter than I have in months. My phone is still buzzing with notifications. Maya's Instagram post now has over 1,000 comments, and the story is spreading to other social media platforms. So, Kendra says, settling back into interview mode. How do you feel now that it's over? I think about it for a moment. How do I feel? Relieved, I say finally. I feel relieved. Any regrets? Just one. What's that? I wish I'd figured it out sooner. Could have saved myself a lot of time and money. Kendra laughs. And what's next for you? I look around the apartment, my apartment now, and smile. I'm going to sell an engagement ring, get my money back from a bunch of wedding vendors, and maybe take a vacation. Somewhere Maya and I never went together. Sounds like a plan. Oh, and Kendra? Yes? When this airs, make sure you include the part where Brandon said it didn't mean anything. I think Maya's followers deserve to know how her great love affair was described by the other participant. Kendra grins, already planning on it. 3 weeks later, the episode airs. Maya's Instagram following drops by 20,000 people in the first day. The gym fires both her and Brandon after the footage shows them admitting to their affair on company property. Brandon tries to start his own fitness Instagram, but the comments section becomes a wasteland of people calling him a homewrecker. Maya attempts a comeback post about learning from mistakes and growing through adversity, but the response is brutal. Her influencer career is effectively over. Me? I sell the engagement ring, recover all my wedding deposits, and book a trip to New Zealand. Alone. And for the first time in months, I sleep through the night without wondering what Maya's really doing when she says she's working late, because I finally know the truth. And the truth, as it turns out, has set me free.